So this post was reposted in the Best of Reddit's update, the whole thing. She says, my husband of 20 years is cheating on me with our son's 18-year-old girlfriend. I'm just going to get into it. It's a whole cluster F of major proportions. She says, I'm going to use pseudonyms for anyone I reference in this post. She's 41. She says, I am a stay-at-home mom. My husband, a 48-year-old male, whom we'll call Paul, works in finance. We have been married for nearly 20 years. We have two kids whom we'll call Eric, our 18-year-old son, currently a senior in high school, and Mary, our 15-year-old daughter. They are both the lights of my life. My marriage with my husband has grown somewhat stale over the years for a myriad of reasons, such as his work schedule and how I've aged poorly since we first met. Our son Eric has a girlfriend, 18-year-old female, whom he's been dating since they were freshmen in high school. We'll call her Amy. Eric absolutely adores Amy. She's his first love, and she's someone I've always considered as family. This makes the whole situation emotionally excruciating for me. Last week, I inadvertently saw my husband's phone screen and got a glimpse of a text thread between my husband and Amy, our son's girlfriend, and I read what looked like a message of her telling him she misses sucking his peen. I froze in place in complete disbelief. I spent most of the day convincing myself that I must have misread what I saw. However, I didn't misread it. Over the last several days, I discovered a file on his computer filled with tons of BDSM porn. He clearly has a porn addiction. He also has saved photos of Amy from her Instagram on his computer. Although they weren't inappropriate, she was fully clothed, it was still the proof I needed to confirm that I wasn't going crazy. I also looked at his phone during opportune moments and saw more of their interactions. I wish I had never looked. They were filled with mean, horrible things said at my expense, with him constantly comparing me to her. He would call me fat and old, among other things, with Amy LOLing. I've always had hunches or paranoid feelings that Paul has been cheating on me, but never in a million years could I have fathomed something like this. Last month, I found a thong in our bedroom that I know wasn't mine. I turned a blind eye to it, being naive and acting like maybe it was our daughter's, even though that made no sense. Not only was he cheating on me, but betraying our son. I'm completely devastated. I don't even think words can adequately describe the dread, anger, shock I feel right now. I'm totally overwhelmed on how to handle this because obviously action needs to be taken, but I'm terrified of what kind of psychic blow this will be for my son. I have no idea how to even broach this completely effed up topic with him. I wouldn't wish this predicament on my worst enemy. I can't even believe I married this scumbag in the first place. And then my mind started to race, realizing that I started noticing specifically unusual behavior from him around the same time Amy turned 18. Was he waiting for her to turn 18 before pursuing this affair? There's so many layers to all of this, and I'm completely paralyzed with fear and dread about it all. None of it makes any effing sense. How did this happen? Am I that much of a stupid idiot that I let all of this happen under my watch? Eric adores Amy, and the thought of revealing this sickening truth to him terrifies me. The impact on his young heart and mind could be devastating. My heart aches for Eric and Mary, who are completely innocent bystanders. I haven't confronted my husband about this because I'm frankly scared of the domino effect. I don't know who to turn to first about this. I share my story, not for sympathy, but in search of understanding and perhaps advice from those who might have had to grapple with deep betrayal. Thank you for listening. Okay, so the first post was about a week and a half ago. This was from a couple of days ago. She said, update. I'm divorcing my husband. I told my kids and I spoke with Amy's mom. My brother connected me to a very tough junkyard dog type lawyer. I saved the screenshots of all his conversations with Amy. I was only able to get the last 3 months from iCloud. The conversations were mostly flirty and dirty talk. It was hard to stomach, completely sleazy, and I saw several negative things he said about me. His call history showed he talks with her for hours pretty consistently. He uses dating apps. I took screenshots of his profiles and all of the active chats he has with his matches. It's very clear he uses a filter to seek out girls between the ages of 18 and 22 or so. I copied all of his files from the computer. He goes on sex chat rooms and forums, and he spends a ton of money on OF. I rummaged through every possible hiding spot I could think of in the house. He has various toys, blindfolds, cuffs, lubricants, etc. He also has different outfits, which looks kind of like a girl's Catholic school uniform and a French maid type of outfit, too. I picked up Eric and Mary from school, and we all drove to my brother's. They were able to sense something was awry when I picked them up. I delicately told them the entire situation and broke down crying. Mary had the most anger, even more than Eric. I met with Amy's mother and told her everything. She confiscated Amy's phone and gave me the entire chat log. It only dated back 3 months ago, like my husband's cloud, almost as if they deleted the messages at the same time. She told me Amy sobbed when confronted. Amy basically told her mother that she will never understand and that she and him are in love. I don't want to get into too many details with what else she was saying, but suffice it to say, it's very easy to assume that my husband slowly and methodically became a sage-like figure in her life, making her feel she could rely on him, and he took advantage of the fact that she came from a broken home. Amy has also nonstop insisted that their friendship only became romantic or physical recently, and before that, he was more of a friend and mentor. Okay, Amy. I confronted Paul over Zoom. The look on his face was scary. He became red and looked so sweaty. He had anger and panic in his eyes. His tone was very defensive and frightening. He kept yelling the word context over and over again, and that none of that happened. He was unable to speak without constant stutters and intensity. Nothing really made sense to me. I refused to tell him where I was, and he said I had no right to take his kids away from him, and then he abruptly left the Zoom. My lawyer is filing for temporary sole custody of Mary and a restraining order. Mary is still the most angry. She is totally furious with her dad and Amy, justifiably so. Mary is recollecting the moments and times she watched her dad interact with her friends, and she's in knots about it. Eric is very clearly hurting, but he's so strong and very level-headed. He wants to see a therapist. The maturity my kids are showing makes me proud. They don't deserve this at all. We made the authorities aware of everything. I plan on being completely unforgiving and ruthless in this divorce. I'm reflecting on how I've been treated and how it's made me a shell of myself, and how I've had a very negative opinion of myself because of him over the last 20 years. I don't want this. I don't want to let this scumbag get away with it. I want to reinvent myself and move on stronger than ever. Okay, so this was the update from yesterday. She says, thank you again for all the love and encouragement. It gives me comfort and means so much to me. I've received so many comments and messages accusing me of faking the story, which oddly provides comfort because all of this feels unreal even to me. It validates my own feelings that there are people out there who can't even fathom this being true. I wish it were fake. I've been focusing on and worrying about how others are feeling over this, somewhat ignoring my own feelings, which I'm trying to change. I range from anger to numbness like a light switch. We're all safe and still at my brother's house. We're very careful, and his house is secured. Paul has tried to call my cell phone several times a day. I'm refusing to interact with him, and I will have my lawyer handle all the correspondence. He scares me, frankly. My brother has a very secure house with an alarm system and deadbolt-like locks. We feel safe with him. Both my son and I got checked out and tested. It appears so far that we're both clean based on the immediate rapid test, but in the coming days we'll know for certain when the lab results come in. I'm not overly concerned. Eric is scheduled to see a therapist early next week, which is very good and needed. He's not himself right now. He seems a bit shell-shocked, and I am concerned. He internalizes a lot, and it's hard to get a read on what's going on in his head. That being said, he's thoughtful and has been talking with me, asking me how I'm doing and everything. He's not interested in corresponding with his dad at all. He calls only my cell phone, and he hasn't tried to reach out to Eric or Mary. I get the sense that Paul is extremely nervous. He's scared, and I think deep down he knows that if investigated thoroughly, he would be in big trouble. That's what my gut is telling me. I still think about the Zoom call with him, and the more I think about it, the more it looked like he was a man whose entire world was crashing down on him. Okay, so this Am I the A-hole thread was deleted, but the essence was captured. She says, Am I the a-hole for getting a breast reduction even though my husband said no? Now, I keep saying that whenever these women create these Am I the A-hole threads, they are simply looking for validation. And this one is no different. Now, the person who captured it, if you look over, you'll see the little blue lines. That's what the woman originally said. And what is below it is her interpretation of what the husband is saying. So I'm going to do both parts. Now, the woman said, My husband doesn't want me to get a reduction because he's worried I'll look like a 12-year-old boy. The interpretation from the husband. My personal and quite stupid opinion is more important to me than your physical health. The wife. My husband is insecure about his man boobs and he's upset that our boobs are the exact same size now. Now, the husband's interpretation. My lack of fitness and insecurity because of it is more important to me than your physical health. The wife. My husband has a preference for a big rack on a woman. The husband interpretation. My personal preference that shouldn't matter because I'm married to you is more important to me than your physical health. He has also been complaining about the recovery because this second surgery has been more work than my first one. And this is the first time he has to take care of anyone. And he's just not having a fun time. LOL. Just can't stop complaining about doing everything this whole week. The husband interpretation. My inability to run a household, lack of empathy, and sheer laziness is more important to me than your physical health. This person said, That's all I'm hearing. Jesus effing Christ, does your husband even like you? He does not. His wife appliance is malfunctioning. His wife appliance actually has an opinion and is not doing and looking how the man envisioned. When the wife when the wife appliance start to malfunction, that's when their brain starts to like, what is going on? I shouldn't have to work. Why should I have to work? Why should I have to participate in the household? Why am I not being centered? His brain is now malfunctioning because his wife's appliance is malfunctioning in his brain. Anyways, let's get into some of these comments. This person says maybe if your husband is worried about his moves, he can go get the reduction next time. This person says, right, this is the first time I've heard someone argue that their wife shouldn't get a breast reduction because their own man boobs would be the same size as their wife's boobs. This person said, makes me think he just wants his wife to be as insecure as him, honestly. Seems like smaller boobs make her feel good, and he doesn't want that. Absolutely. She might notice what the real pain in her life is now that her boobs are gone. This person said that was such a wonderful comment. Isn't it though? This person says apparently there's still one giant boob that's still being a pain. Okay, so this person said, y'all just be marrying anyone out there. My man boobs are the same size as yours, and that makes me insecure. You had a medical procedure done, and I'm unhappy with the work I have to pick up. That's your life partner. So once again, blaming the woman for a man's shitty behavior. That's what these people do. This person said, I dumped a boyfriend that said he didn't agree and didn't allow me to have a medically recommended breast reduction. That was in 2009. He's still single. This person says, I get that people hide their shitty selves until later, but this is why we have divorce. My mom had to get a full mastectomy. They took everything because of breast cancer, and my dad was nothing but supportive the entire time. He even took my uncle's horrible jokes in stride, a lot of flat-chested jokes that were never spoken in her presence because everyone wants to live. He was just happy they caught it early enough that the surgery was able to get it off without much trouble. The more I'm on here, the more I love and appreciate my dad. This person says, glad to hear your mom made it through. Your dad sounds like an ace of a guy. Hope you only have to deal with the uncle one Thanksgiving. This person said, not the a-hole. Your husband's complaints are so petty. That last one, while I guess in sickness part, didn't register with him because he seems incapable of being a caring partner. This person says, oh, I'm sure the husband expects OP to cater to him when he is sick. That's what he expects out of that vow. This person says, my significant other is similar to the OP at the start of this and has mentioned a reduction, neck, back, and shoulder pain. I've been trying to say it may be a good idea when it comes up, but her body. Just thinking logically, it solves far more than it causes in issues. I've got back pain. If I could help it by an operation with limited risk, she would be all for it. It's more complicated than that, but to be against someone having less pain for aesthetic reasons is bonkers. A decent dude. Amazing. Now we start to wade into some suckiness. This man says women who don't date trans men, dwarfs, or men who weigh 400 pounds view men as trophies or property. No one is allowed to have SE-actual preferences regarding SE-actual characteristic. Being human and nice should be enough. See the double standard there? He is comparing a man not wanting his wife to get a surgery that will reduce her pain to women preferring not to date trans men or dwarfs. That is what this person is doing. This person says preferences are not the same as openly preferring your spouse to be in pain to meet those preferences. He is allowed to prefer her boobs bigger. He is not allowed to act like he has the right to demand it of her. Using your example, I don't want to be with a trans person romantically. If my husband came out as trans, I would divorce him. I would not have the right to demand he not look into transitioning because I like him better as a man. The person responded with, she went from an H cup to a small B. There was some middle ground there. And then this person said, she said in the post that she had already tried that and they grew back to being uncomfortable. Not that it really matters. My husband might prefer blondes. I'm currently blonde. I can dye my hair black tomorrow without asking him for permission. I can gain 50 pounds of fat or 50 pounds of muscle over the next year. I can lose 50 pounds. I can start wearing my hair differently, dress differently, and only eat vegan if I want to. So can he. He makes up 50% of the relationship, not 50% of my bodily autonomy. And the person says, you're right, 100%. Everyone has a right to body autonomy. My point is, everyone has a right to have an SE-actual preference and to have their feelings about such changes in their partner. She's not wrong to have the reduction, but she is wrong to completely disregard his feelings and belittle him on the internet. To make her point, if the sexes were reversed and he made a major change and she made an ick post about it, y'all wouldn't be rushing to defend him. Everyone sucks here, including anyone who holds men and women to a double standard. This person really wants to make this about the woman. He really wants to put the onus on the woman being the problem here. And it tracks. It tracks. So I'm just going to leave it at that one. You guys jump in. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. Ladies, if your supposed partner harms anything you love, your plants, your pets, your crafts, your clothes, he is showing you what he wants to do to you by proxy. He's just not ready to go to jail for it, so he's harming and destroying your things. If he does this, get out. This person said, my partner released our dog on the side of the highway. Throwaway account for privacy. I'm going to be reposting this in different forums in hopes to get advice. I had a funeral to attend of a close family member out of state. I was gone Thursday to Sunday. My partner stayed home with our 13-month-old and my dog, Harlot. I just want to say this dog means the world to me. I had Harlot since she was 10 months old. I used to hate dogs, but she became my whole world. I didn't know this happened until I got back home. My partner got irritated by Harlot because she kept peeing indoors and she was barking a lot. He claims the dog was being annoying and stressing out the baby. Last Thursday night, my partner took our 6-year-old pointer out for a car ride with our toddler. He released Harlot out of the car, apparently when no one was there. He told her to go, and she was trying to get in the car and started whimpering, and he said, stay. He drove off. The highway has a forest in the side. I tried looking for her right when I got home, but I can't find her. I'm sleepless. I hardly slept. I kept trying to go to the same spot he dropped her off, and I can't find her. I'm scared if she's dead and if a coyote got her. I contacted all the local shelters and no good news. I posted her face on Facebook and no luck. My partner sucks. He keeps saying we can get a new dog, a better dog, a quiet dog, a good dog, a smaller dog, a lap dog. I don't want a small rat dog. I want my dog, but I'm afraid I've lost her forever. Update. They found her. I'm waiting at the shelter for them to go grab her. She somehow ended up 40 miles out. A Good Samaritan found her in a completely different location. She is unharmed, but she was hungry. She has some red patches on her skin, and I'm going to take her to the vet later today. She was excited to see me. I was so shocked to find out where she ended up. I don't love my partner anymore. I told him I'm leaving him and I want out of our house. He won't leave our house. He told me to get out of his house. He cut me off financially. We both work, but he makes more than I do. He says he's going to file for full custody because he thinks I'm insane and an unfit mother. Y'all, this was a really quick and to the point, open and shut fairy tale leading to a horror story. This is just all over the place. And I do not understand how people can be so mean spirited where it comes to other folks' pets, plants, hobbies. I keep seeing these stories and it doesn't illuminate any better than the previous story. I don't know if we'll get an update since she's using a throwaway account, but I'm glad that she found her dog and hopefully she gets custody of her child because obviously this man is insane. Some of the comments: you can get a new partner, a better partner, one who doesn't treat animals like trash. This person says, I think he can get arrested for this. This person says, not a lawyer, but I think in countries where animals are considered personal property more than a loving thing with rights, you would at least have a case of theft and intentional destruction of personal property. If they're not married, he can't really claim it's shared property either. Anyways, I really hope he can. This is sickening. Poor harlot. This person says, in my state, abandoning an animal is illegal. It is specified as animal cruelty in the statute. OP needs to press charges. OP needs to talk to a lawyer. This person says, I hope to Christ she has text messages of him admitting to it. Even if the OP texts him and alludes to abandoning the dog after the fact and call him out on it to goad him into admitting it, it will do wonders for even her custody battle. Yes, because if this man is able to use her dog to hurt her, what makes them think that he won't use their child to harm her? That's just, a simple connect the dots for me. I don't know about you guys. Jump into the comments. Let me know what you think about this one. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. The audacity of Ashies needs to be studied. It the ASHdacity needs to be studied because if women and girls had just a tenth of the ASHdacity of these Ashies, we would go far. Our assertiveness would just skyrocket. Anyways, this person asked the question or says, my baby mama is always counting my money. I work part time. She got 2 jobs, but she always expect me to go half on rent and cable. She was handling these bills before I moved in. Why is she trying to gold dig now? For 3 months, I didn't pay rent. I kept my money, saved it for my 23rd birthday. I spent my birthday in a strip club, bottle service, VIP lap dances. I treated my boys and spent 2 G's. We posted snaps and I didn't care if she saw them. It was my night. I came home 2 days later. Her father and uncle pulled up and asked if I had rent. I told them no. Her father, well, you must be paying rent somewhere. You need to go there. They packed and moved all my out of the house illegally and threatened me if I returned. I'm couch surfing, but technically homeless, and my baby mom won't let me spend time with my son. She's too old for this daddy's girl routine. My kids need to see their father in the home. How to make her see that I'm the best man she's going to get, and she better take me back. Like I said, the ASHdacity. And people always think that 2 parents in the household is cool. And this person was in the household and not paying rent. And I know that a lot of these things get posted to social media, and I'm not sure if they're real or not, but the ASHdacity is still real across the board. The dust is global. It's a global phenomenon that these people think that they are supposed to be taken care of. Many of them are living in their soft era where they think that the woman is supposed to be the knight in shining armor and they are supposed to be the pretty princess. Like I said, if women and girls just get a smidgen of their audacity, we would go very far. Anyways, jump in the comments. Let me know what you think of this one. I hope you laughed with me. Go ahead and leave me a like, comment, and a share. This post that I made about the man and his pregnant fiance in the rocking chair got the people talking. So far, it has almost 250,000 views on it and hundreds of comments. If for whatever reason, this is what got them going. This woman says, because the dad doesn't matter. She was being kind of snarky because we're acting like the dad doesn't matter, but we're really just saying the nursing mother who's going to be sitting in an antique chair is the one that should have the most say in it. But they're like, the dad doesn't matter. Anyways, someone tagged me in another comment of his, and I want to bring that one to the forefront. So this same man said, since I'm paying for everything, I'm confident she will end up being okay with it. So basically saying, I'm paying, it's my way or the highway. And honestly, this is another reason why women need to have backup plans where it comes to living with men, because they will pull I pay the cost to be the boss. Like, you gonna do what I say. It's not really a partnership where it comes to them. It is my way or the highway. They treat people like they expect to treat their children when they get here. Like, I am the boss, I'm in control. The response to this is such a dark thing to say. Get an escort if you want someone to obey you based on how much money you pay, not a wife. So this person says, you sound like a real prize. She should run while she can. This person says, and what does she have to do for you because you're paying for everything? Is forced sex part of the wifely duty? Is that part of the deal or payment? And also, it seems like this dude has a lot of drama going on. Someone pulled up his old tweets where he's talking about this same woman who is now his fiance. He's talking about he just broke up with his fiance. And then back in December, it says, a year and a half ago, I was an addict living in my car. As I type this, I sit in the living room of my house. New car in the driveway. Fiance on the way home, about to make filet mignon for supper because I have the luxury to afford the carnivore diet. Yes, life happens fast. And then in January of this year, he says, my ex fiance cheated on me. And then he says, I'm a fentanyl survivor. It was rough, but I made it out alive. Almost 2 years ago, I got a house. Good job, fiance. Kid on the way. Life is good. This dude seems kind of all over the place because my ex cheated on me was in January. And then now he's back to good job, fiance, kid on the way, life is good. That was in February. Okay, so this is back in January. I'm actually really excited to see how this plays out. I just caught my ex fiance cheating, and the kid may not be mine. It sounds like he is just full of drama. Another one from January, loyalty. Unlike my cheating, lying ex fiance that is pregnant with somebody else's kid, mine or his won't know until she craps it out and paternity tests it. F my life. Still in January. If your fiance thinks it's okay to go out with her guy friend, do Molly and LSD, go to the strip club, and then stay at his house till 11. So, like I said, this man is all over the place, and a lot of people are just randomly taking his side or whatever, but he just sounds like he's full of drama. This person says, this woman is doing drugs and having sex with other men while pregnant, and you're worried about a chair. Now, keep in mind, this is his side of the story. We don't really know if this woman is out doing these things. Regardless, the men in his comment section are letting him know, you put down the hammer. This is your house. Joseph Bronsky said, on the one hand, the man is in charge, and she should not be allowed to divorce you over a chair. On the other hand, you don't need to be a tyrant. Be nice about it, dude. If she doesn't like the look of it, so what? Let her use a different one. Be benevolent. Be a benevolent leader. Just make your decision outside of the longhouse. I don't know what the longhouse means. This person. What do you mean she told you? Tell her. It's non-negotiable. Have you sat down with your wife and calmly articulated how important this is to you? Because this is what is really important that you should be articulating. First of all, stop being a floor mat. Secondly, tell your fiance that your theme has been noted, but the chair comes. What next? She's deciding the kid's name too? How dare you think that she's going to decide the chair? Anyways, I just wanted y'all to see that there are more tweets, and I really think that this dude is looking through some of his tweets. He's kind of a mess. He's kind of a mess, and so is this network. You see what I sprinkled in there for you. This is who is advising him. Jump in the comments. Let me know what you think about this one. Don't forget to like, comment, and share.